When Doug Benefield was shot by his wife in September 2020, it was a tragic end to a rocky relationship that began very quickly.
They were saying I love you to each other within, I think, a week or so.
Businessman Doug and ballerina model Ashley first met in 2016. He was 54 and she was 24. 13 days after they first met, they had a whirlwind wedding, without telling many people. But soon, an intense argument erupted between the newlywed couple.
In a terrible moment, he discharged the gun into the ceiling of his house.
But his best friend, Tripp Cormany, recalls that Doug was immediately filled with regret.
In his words, he said, "I did the dumbest thing I've ever done in my life."
But that did not end their relationship. Far from it. 2 days later, the two had a formal wedding reception, this time with guests. They also worked together to make Ashley's dream of creating an inclusive ballet company a reality, hiring both dancers and instructors in 2017.
When you first met Doug, what kind of guy did he strike you as?
Kind, a very serious businessman, and had a very methodical approach to a lot of what he did.
Did he know anything about ballet?
No, and he was very open about that. I was supposed to be working with Ashley to get her to understand how a company should be run.
What was your first impression of Ashley?
Young, ambitious. We were all hoping that she would rise to the occasion.
But the plan seemed to be doomed from the start.
Each day something would happen that just made us feel even more unsettled.
Including not being able to pay for their point shoes or even their salaries.
We would ask him, hey, where's the money for our shoes or our paychecks? He would go to the bank and just pull out cash and give people cash.
Paying you out of his own pocket in cash is not the kind of thing that's going to inspire confidence.
No, confidence had gone a long time at this point. That was very long gone.
Confidence in the business wasn't the only thing suffering. Doug and Ashley's marriage was too. After stepping back due to a difficult pregnancy, Ashley moved back home with her mother in Florida. But she came back to tell him their marriage was over.
She came to Charleston, packed up her things, and then left Doug this scathing note about all the reasons why she didn't want to be with him anymore.
But Doug wasn't ready to give up on their relationship and sent Ashley text after text begging her to reconsider, including, "I am on my knees and face before God, asking you to forgive me." Ashley, on the other hand, did not want to reconcile and went to the authorities claiming he had anger issues, claims that resulted in a CPS investigation.
I was constantly having people come up to my door and questioning if my dad was a good dad. And it just made me so angry because he was, and I just kept having to repeat myself. My dad is a good dad. He's never done anything to hurt anyone. He wouldn't hurt anyone.
Ultimately, he was cleared by authorities of the abuse allegations.
He'd been evaluated by a psychologist, a full psych evaluation, who said, "There's nothing wrong with this guy. He's not dangerous."
Ashley even went as far to allege that he poisoned his deceased wife and was now poisoning her. In 2020, those who knew Ashley and Doug were surprised to learn that despite their tumultuous relationship, they were relocating to Maryland.
After the case with the poisoning allegations, I saw a picture of the two of them, arm in arm, attending a gala together and looking like a happy couple.
He was so hopeful and optimistic that everything would be all right.
However, it wasn't meant to be.
I heard somebody screaming outside.
According to a neighbor, Ashley admits that she shot Doug. But why?